Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're doing a rolling stock product demo. That means I'm just going to show you a few things, not going to break into crazy detail or explaining much, but basically we're going to look at the MTH ore cars, MSRP $34.95. We'll look at Burlington Northern and Canadian Pacific. Then we're going to look at the 5-car heavyweight passenger set in Pennsylvania scheme. This is $469.95 MSRP. Again, MSRPs just mean that that's what they're suggesting. There's dealer discounts at both online retailers and brick and mortar hobby shops. And then we'll look at the two car sets. There's two of them. There's a baggage sleeper and a heavyweight sleeper, double sleeper basically. MSRP for each one of these is $189.95. So basically this will create a 9-car consist for the passenger cars, and then we'll just, like I said, take a look at a couple ore cars. So with that said, let's get these pieces of rolling stock out of their containers and take a closer look right now. We'll start with the two different ore cars here. Quick unboxing of these tiny little cars. Viewer requested, so not my era, don't know much about them, but no, the price isn't bad at $34.95 MSRP, which means you're going to be able to find some discounts out there. So these ore cars have realistic ore loads. There's a couple different schemes I'm showing you here, but we'll just take a quick look here. Got metal couplers with glad hands, I believe they're called, the little magnetic wands at the bottom. Take a close look in here. Realistic ore loads. Got some quick detail we're going to point out. Just the ladders, separately applied grabs, like I said, realistic ore loads. Rivet detail, nice print along the sides. They roll pretty nicely. You can see it's road specific detail, as you've got two different types here. The Canadian Pacific 70-ton center discharge ore car, and the Burlington Northern is the same 70-ton center discharge, but it's got a high extension ore car up top, so a lot higher in height, holds more ore with that extension built in. You can kind of see on the model how there's separately applied grabs. You've got brake wheels on the back. Here, let me swing that around real quick, so we don't have the best angle for that. And road markings on each end, etc. So that's about it for the ore cars. Like, literally, there's all the bracing detail up inside. I mean, there's not a whole lot to cover on these. That's why it's going to be kind of a joint video with these, which are the Pennsylvania passenger sets. Now I'm just going to unbox one 2-car set in front of you, and then I'll pull the other ones out in the essence of time. But we don't get to do many rolling stock reviews. Lots of locomotives racing, but when I do, it's got a manual, by the way, there. When I do, it's got to be kind of consolidated based on video space. I've got videos going up like crazy. We're in November, and I've got videos scheduled till March, so just trying to make the space to show you guys everything that you're requesting can be difficult sometimes. But here's a couple Pennsylvania heavyweight cars we're going to pull out and take a closer look at. I'll go over some details, and then we will pull the whole consist together and show you those. So these cars are featured with KD couplers. They have interiors, detailed interiors, except for the baggage, which I don't believe needs any interiors. Let me move that baggage over for a second. This one seems to have more detail. Kind of peek out here. We've got, starting on the one end, got metal wheels and axles You have that opaque glass for the rooms that require it, restrooms or whatever on these cars. See the opaque glass on that end. Here, let me get my little pointer device. Opaque glass on that end. Nice contours for the heavyweights. You got Katy couplers on the end, operating diaphragms, separate metal handrails. So see these handrails where the passengers would board, those are all separately applied. You actually have 6-wheel trucks on these because they're heavyweights. They require more truck support. And then you look at the bottom and there's just a ton of detail on these. Air hoses, and brake lines, air lines, etc. There's a lot of stuff under here. I don't even know what it does, but look at that detail. That's insane. Like right here, for example, you see a chain connecting that. I think that's the brake set. Not sure, but that's amazing detail. Still got a lot to learn with just 5 years in the hobby, 6 years in the hobby. So something that's probably hard to catch right now is that these are actually lit cars. They have overhead LED interior lighting. From what I understand, we can test it out. They're flicker free, have a bit of a capacitor inside to keep a charge so that you don't have to worry about strobe effect or sending somebody into a seizure because you're running a passenger train. Recommended operating radius is 22-inch curves. And like I said, the 5-car set has 5 cars and then two car sets for a total of 9 cars in this contest in the Pennsylvania, and they have different schemes as well. So let's go ahead and get the rest out of the box and we'll kill some lights and see what it looks like going by. So before we get all dark, I wanted to show you some detail of each one. Got 2 baggage cars there. We have some coaches, and it just continues on. Now, one thing I do want to show you, you can see right here is the end. You see a gate for the diaphragm. So really detailed cars in all aspects. They roll very freely. I've got the whole 9-car consist going on here. Nothing too concerning there. But as we continue to look at these, which are individually named cars, you can see all the details. Nice contours of the top. You've got marker lights on the rear observation deck, and it looks like the beginning of window seals on this business car, the Queen Mary. So let's go ahead and kill some lights and take a look at how these look in the dark. Alright, as you can see, we are completely in the dark here in my utility room. A little scary since it's not far from Halloween being over a few weeks ago. But as you see here, the 2 baggage cars, the circular windows are lit. I've seen a lot of companies that don't even light their baggage cars, so that's nice. Then you've got this nice interior on all these other cars, nicely lit. Not a blue color or anything like that. It's a nice golden yellowish color, accurate for what type of lighting would be in these cars. So far, I've got all 9 cars lit, so they look nice. Working my way down here, all the way to the end where you have the observation car with even lit marker lights on the end. Rear marker lights are lit. So very nice job on MTH's heavyweight cars from what I can tell. Obviously you're the deciding factor in your own life, but they look pretty nice to me, and this is in the dark. So one thing I want to do is roll these around a bit. Oh, I just derailed one. But overall, it is flicker-free lighting. So when you roll them around, whether your track is dirty or not, it's not causing a problem. They stay on constantly, which is really nice. That's what I like to see. So overall, pretty impressed with these, both in the daylight and in the dark.